Welcome to Care Conversations, where I don't pretend that I know everything. So, I am starting this podcast because God keeps telling me that I need to start it. Here are the things that I want to happen by next year. And we're going to document this and we'll see what it transpires. I want to be in rooms with a bunch of famous people. I want to travel the world and I want to live comfortably where I am not running off of like trauma or any of that. Like, I want to be at peace, at ease. So, I'm going to tell you a story that I had a dream. It was the weirdest dream in the world. And I was just sitting there sleeping, and then next thing you know it, somebody dear to me gave me a present. But instead of me, pretending and opening it right then and there, I just threw it in a cabinet. Now, how many times do you get something or you just put it off and you're like, okay, I'll get back to it? I have been running around with my head cut off where I'm always busy, I'm always on the computer, I'm always on my phone, but I'm not living in the moment. I'm always all over the place. So lately, my mentor has been saying, Karina, you need to stay focused. You need to get your life together. You need to be structured. What you say you're going to do, you need to do it and stop lying to yourself. Stop telling yourself that you're going to do it and then not do it. So, mind you, I put the stuff in the cabinet. What I put in the cabinet, because I didn't remember. My mom goes in the dream. My mom goes, Karina, don't forget such and such gave you this stuff. You just threw it in the cabinet. He gave you a present, and I was like, a present? It wasn't like that person. So I go in there, and it's what is it? It's like a cassette player, not a cassette player, but like a CD player, a CD walkie-talkie player thing, whatever. And then it had headphones with it, and it had Brandy's first album. Now I like Brandy, but I'm not a Brandy, fan. So, but it was cute. It was cute. You know what I mean? It showed the love that but I didn't think that the dream was more for that person. It was more so me finding me. You know what I mean? And then creating this podcast. So I feel like I was meant to, start the podcast because God's been like, knock, 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 Karina, do the podcast. And I keep pushing it off, saying that I'm going to get to it, and I haven't. So now that I'm here, what are your goals? So my goal is to become a better mother. I want to, experience life. I feel like I always put myself at a low, low level and not said, okay, Karina, this is what you're capable of. This is what you need to be having. I always just said that I wanted to be stable. And I think that messed me up because instead of me saying, I want this lifestyle where not even about the money or the cars, the clothes, you know what I mean? It's just that I want to be where my kids have a decent lifestyle. They're not all over the place. They're not confused, but I want them to be able to say, hey, my mom provided much more than the normal average person. I don't want to be that person where it's like, they have the bare minimum. I don't want them to think that they can't succeed the limit. Like, if they want to be millionaires, they're going to be millionaires. But you have to instill that into people. You have to instill that into yourself. And I feel like a lot of people don't get that. So I feel like they don't understand just because you were raised a certain way, you can overcome what you were raised. You know what I mean? Like, you can be whoever you want to be, but I think that in our mind we tell ourselves that we can't be nothing because of where we came from. And I think that that's not true. We need to overcome that. What keeps me busy? I've been working on my business, and hear me out. I'm going to do a podcast on this as well. It's called the Campaign Baddies. And I'm going to start branding myself and then implementing it so that I can show people that I can market or I can graphic design and all that stuff I'm really great at graphics, but I'm really creative. Like my brain runs a million miles a day. And so everybody's like, you need a niche down, you need a niche down. And I'm like, I don't know how to because my brain runs so fast. So I was like, let's do campaigns because then I can do events, I can travel because I really want a storefront by next year. I know I have all these dreams and they're going to happen because I said they're going to happen and I'm going to put in the work. But yeah, so I was like campaign because I actually tried last year. I tried this year to start a campaign where sorry. I started a campaign where it's called Her Growth Tour and I was really enjoying it to the point where sorry. I was really enjoying it, the putting the graphics together, putting the message together, and I stayed consistent on it. It didn't matter if I got one like, no likes, but I was planting seeds. And I think that that was what excited me about it. And I felt like if my message was different or I was still consistent, I probably would have got a bigger turnout because a lot of people liked what I said. It's just that I didn't implement it on my end. And I'm going to be honest because listen, I know when we're overstimulated, we try to complete things that we don't complete. And I'm going to be full honest with you guys. I'm going to take you guys onto this journey so that you guys understand that it's okay to be all over the place. You just have to find your place to be and get out of it. So that's what we're going to be working on together. We're going to be working on not being all over the place and being structured and living the life that we dream to be. So if you want to be a next time model, how do you envision that girl's day for the day? That's how you're supposed to live because I promise you every rich person says this. And obviously it works because if they're working and they're living that way, they practice. And we need to stop saying we tried. Trying is out the window. We need to implement. Okay. What have you stopped doing that brought you joy? Creating graphics, I go in and out. Like, okay, I want to do it. I don't want to do it. I want to do it. I want to do it. I was more so in my head because I was, what is it? I was more so in my head because I didn't like my graphics and I was comparing it to other people. But then I had to realize is that they had years of doing graphics and I'm just starting out. So I literally just started in like December. And then another thing I didn't like doing trends. Like everybody was doing back to school or graduation and I didn't like that because I was like I feel like I'm in competition with other people or I was how do I put it there's people like, oh, you copied off of me, even though it was like similar, not for me, but other people. And I didn't like that. And I didn't want to compare myself to that. So that's one of the things I didn't like being a graphic designer. But when it comes to campaigning, it's more so about the message. You're not competing with other people and you're actually sitting there and being like, okay, this is the message. This is what I'm selling. Da 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 this. You know what I mean? What dreams doing that brought you joy? A dream you conceive yourself can wait. I don't know. I don't feel like any of my dreams could wait anymore. I think that I've been pushing out my dreams for too long, and I think that I wasn't dreaming big enough. I was living comfortable. I got where I was like, okay, I finally got where I have, you know what I mean? I have a house that I'm renting, I have a car, all that stuff. So I felt like I was living comfortably instead of actually implementing, actually doing. And so like now I'm like, okay, I want more. I need more because I didn't teach myself that I was capable of having more. And so now I'm like, okay, I can experience life. I can feel this way. I can enjoy it. Conversations you've been avoiding. What have I been avoiding? I've been avoiding the actual business that I wanted. And I'm now actually understanding, having these conversations with myself, saying, okay, this is what you want, this is how long you want it, you know what I mean? So it's like I had to talk myself into finding the business, and which is the campaigns, it's marketing, strategic communication, and stuff like that. So I was avoiding of how to implement it, what to put together, creating actual things to put on. So like I even started Pinterest, where I'm starting to put the things that I create on there so that people can actually see my work and that I can get sales from that. Um, Something you prayed for you haven't prayed lately for. I've been praying for everything lately. Like, I promise you, everything's on my prayer list, and it has not stopped. If someone described you or your business, what would they say? That I'm bubbly, I am determined, I'm creative, and I'm going places. Because I know I am. And so are you. So, I think that... So, what is hiding in your cabinets? What are you going to stop and say, I'm not busy anymore, and actually take seriously? What are you going to be like, okay, I'm changing, and I'm going to be structured, I'm going to be consistent. Sorry. And what are you going to be consistent on changing? So for me, one of the things I started implementing is every morning I wrote a mission statement. Okay, this is how I want to live, and I'm living in the present tense of me being the person that I wanted to be. And so in the morning, I read my affirmation, my mission statement, all that stuff in the morning. And then throughout the day, if I make any like change or outside of what I'm supposed to do, I have to ask myself, is this a choice that that person would make? Or am I moving in the right direction? Stuff like that. And then for the end of the day, I ask myself these certain questions. And the certain questions are, did I have faith in what I did? Was I obedient? Did I do the fruits? Like, joy. Did I have joy today? Did I have love today? Did I, stuff like that. You know what I mean? So that is the things that I'm working on. And I want you guys to watch me evolve. And I want you guys to evolve too. So interact, comment, follow, and on top of that, if you type community in the chat, I will text you guys so that you guys can join my community and we can go from there. Have a great day, guys.